Right, thanks to Need a Car, it's time to talk Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro funny cars. The hugely popular Australian drag racing series that bit the bullet and loaded up a boat for our shores. And yes, all that effort only for Mother Nature to rain the event out. Not once, but twice. Despite the gloomy forecast, there were great signs early though, with a strong turnout of public and also support classes, which snuck a few passes in before the weather would ultimately get its way. The New Zealand crowd would only experience just a taste of the Nitro series thanks to a crowd salute, a fire up en masse. We thought we'd better find out what all the fuss was about back home, starting with one of our own, Kiwi Series manager Maurice McMillan.
It's 2020 cricket and drag racing. It's not 4 days long, it's short, it's exciting, the families come, the crowds come, and you put on a good show and keep everyone happy.
It's explosive, it's fast, accelerating and heart pumping.
You've got to be here to see it, watch it, smell it, taste it. Sitting on the inside, you can't explain what it's like. It's just the wildest roller coaster, the wildest car drive you've ever had. Throw it all into one, it's like a party.
0 to 100 kilometres an hour, under 1 second. 0 to 300 kilometres an hour in about 3.5, and they'll go through the finish line in 5.5 seconds at over 400 kilometres an hour. So they're making about 4,000 horsepower, and to drive these things is nuts. You know, 0 to 100 Ks, you're just pinned back in the seat from the moment you hit the throttle. The thing's trying to go left, it's trying to go right, you're fighting it, you're getting down there. Once you've done the quarter mile in 5.5 seconds, all of a sudden you've got to stop the thing. You know, you're going, yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, I've got to stop now. And then all of a sudden, all your effort's into stopping. So, yeah, no, it's an unreal feeling to drive, and I'm just lucky to get the chance, to be honest.
It's exhilarating behind the wheel, you know. The pounding of the motor, it just really gets your heart going. It's funny because you don't really breathe throughout the run, but once you get down the bottom end, you're just like, okay, we're over and done with, and then you're just on an adrenaline high, you know. You just can't wait to jump back in.
While we're yet to fully appreciate just what these cars are capable of on Medi-Medi's quarter mile, you can't say it was for lack of trying. Back home in Australia's sunnier skies, the series has proved incredibly popular with 6 events across the country and a 14-strong field, including a couple of wheel standers. Series founders Graham and Wendy Cowan owning and maintaining a fair chunk of them.
You'll notice every car has a name. It's not just a sponsor's name, it's got a name, it's got a character. People have got a character to follow, and you know that allows people to enjoy what we're doing because, you know, they like the One Bad Kiwi, they like Dark Horse, or the kids love the Bumblebee, and that's what it's all about, is getting everyone involved and getting a little following of that car.
The car's liveries are also important. As to the casual spectator, the bodies aren't always easily recognisable. That's not by chance. There's a number of rules to keep racing tight. 671 blowers, 500 cubes or less, and bodies 2002 or earlier.
Chrome ollie, tube chassis, 125-inch wheelbase, composite body, sometimes fiberglass, sometimes carbon fibre. They're powered by a Hemi engine. Predominantly they're all about 413 cubic inches. Got a 671 supercharger on them. Run nitromethane with a percentage of about 92% nitro, 8% methanol. Just basically little volatile bombs.
In normal supercharged alcohol engines, you know, you're breaching probably 200 mile an hour at the finish line. These cars will do that at half track. That's how much faster these cars are. So it's seriously explosive. You know, the cars make over 4,000 horsepower, and it's purely because of the nitromethane. You know, if we were to run these cars on alcohol, you'd be looking at about 1,500 horsepower. That's how much difference the nitromethane makes.
Depending on how you go on the run, if you don't hurt any parts, we'll come back, we'll pull the rocker covers off, we'll check the lash on the engine first of all. If nothing's moved and stretched, it's a good sign you haven't hurt anything. You'll view the spark plugs. If it's burnt any spark plugs, you know you've done something wrong with the tune-up. That then can mean cylinder heads off, change pistons, change rods. We zero the clutch, so it's got a centrifugal clutch in it. So on each run down the track, it wears clutch away, so you've got to zero that pack to get it back to where you started. On a good run, general maintenance. On a bad run, you'll see us thrashing 5 blokes, 45 minutes, we rebuild the whole engine.
That quick turnaround due to the series' #1 priority, to be a genuine spectator sport, a situation in where hours between rounds wouldn't cut it.
You know, we make sure every round, every car comes back out. If you lose, you don't go home. No one wants to turn up and their favourite car loses and they go home. Each car comes back out, the crowd gets to see every car do 3 runs, You know, it's about the excitement. It's about the people on the stands enjoying drag racing again and finishing the event and going, man, that was cool, let's go again.
No testing, no time trials, no nothing, just straight into racing, 3 rounds, and the one with the most points at the end of the night gets the Rocket Trophy.
But not everyone is shooting for 5s.
It has been the most challenging driving I've ever had to learn how to do. I've driven low 7-second blow-on dragsters and low 7-second altereds that are sort of, yeah, they're fast, they get your attention, but this thing, it's a couple of seconds slower, but man, oh man, you're driving the wheels off it when you're having a crack at it. Mate, the engine is a blown 540 cube big block Chev, still makes about 1100 horsepower. It's got plenty of power on tap. Driving these cars is a balancing act. It's a real finicky thing. Throttle percentage plays a massive part on it, getting it up onto the back wheels. It is really a balancing act. You are driving using every sense in your body. You feel every bump, you steer it with your right hand, pull it back to turn it right, push it forward to turn left. Sounds really simple, but when you're looking through the floor with next to no vision, it's good fun. We're not supposed to be going out there to win, but we secretly, deep down, we're still going for a win.
And yep, as we know, the abysmal weather thoroughly spoiled the party for the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car's first Trans-Tasman venture. We've just had a teaser, and we and the large and soggy Medi crowd would love nothing more than to see another future attempt. While we'll have to wait and see how that one plays out, with New Zealand born and raised Maurice McMillan as series manager, not to mention a few other Kiwis snuck into the mix, we're pretty sure they'll be keen to show us here what it's all about firsthand too.
This is unbelievable. I'm actually a Kiwi. Moved to Australia when I was 5, been over there for 30 odd years, been around drag racing in Australia for over 20 years. I grew up with a picture of Graham Count and his rocket ship dragster on my wall as a kid. Now I'm here, part of his show. This is unbelievable. It's such an honour.